Crickfit Home Gym. Today we are going to do a core workout. What's the core? Well, it's the buzzword these days. Megan did a video a couple weeks ago now on some baseline core work. Check that out first before you watch this. But just the cliff notes here. Rectus abdominis here, obliques on the side. You also have multiple back muscles. Oh, hi Jack, did you come to say hi? I'll use him as an example. Come here. So you also have multiple back muscles that help support your core, your multifidus and your erectors. We'll be working those today. And then underneath all that, you have a built-in weight belt or a girdle, and that's called your TVA. And it wraps around your midsection, and when we engage it, the navel pulls into the spine, and the back presses into the mat if you're on your back. But essentially it looks like this, right? So TVA activation is really important, and we'll do that to start. But for today's workout, all you need is a stability ball. Hopefully you have one of these at home. They're great for actually sitting at your desk on. You can also get one on Amazon for 30, 40 bucks. So yeah, get a ball and come work out. Okay, quick TVA activation here. Inhale, relax. Exhale, pull the navel into the spine, pressing your back arm into the mat. If you can't activate a TVA, you put your two fingers on your hip, front of your hip here, it's your ASIS. You go in an inch and down an inch. And then when you squeeze, you should feel that push up against your fingers, right? Also known as a Kegel. So that's connected to your pelvic floor. And then it wraps, so it's pelvic floor, TVA, and then diaphragm. It kind of makes up a sphere that supports your midsection. So just do a couple of those. Inhale, relax. Exhale, engage. If you can't engage your TVA, go back to the basic core workout, and then when you're ready, you can do some more advanced stuff like we're going to do today. So my TVA is nice and fired up, and we're going to do what's called a dead bug. So hands up, knees up, and you're going to hold it between your right hand and your left knee, and then reach out. Don't drop the ball. With the opposite hand, opposite leg. Okay? And you want to keep, excuse me, your back pressed into the mat. And then we'll switch sides. Right? So then left hand, right knee, reach out. Thanks. And we'll keep going, alternating sides. Reach out. So this is a great little core activation I like to do with clients. Get them fired up, ready to go. Make sure to breathe. Don't drop the ball. And in, we'll do a few more. Let's do 10 total. Reach out, opposite arm, opposite hand. Good. And one more. The nice thing about the ball, if you drop it, it doesn't hurt too bad. Okay, so core is active. Now, let's get into the core workout. Okay, so first exercise we're going to do, I'm going to plank on the ball. So shins on the ball, hands underneath the shoulders, okay? So this is just a basic knee tuck, and you want to be in a nice plank position. So head in line with the spine. A knee tuck looks like this. Just pulling the knees in, like so. If you want to make it a little more challenging, you got to push up in between. So knee tuck to push up. Keeping that core engaged, navel pulled in. We'll do 10 of these. If you really want to make it more challenging, do a single leg knee tuck. Alternate sides. But just so I can keep talking through the video, I'm just going to keep both legs on in 3, 2, and one more. Nice. Okay, so a little upper body work there as well, but really working the core, particularly lower abdominals, and also those back core muscles. Okay, next one is probably the side you can see me the best. It's a twist on the ball. Looks like this. So you want to do what's called a bridge on the ball. So your head's on the ball, upper back on the ball, hips up, okay? So real quick, ball size, this is 65 centimeters. It's good for people 5'6" and above. No, sorry, 6 foot and above. 55 centimeters would be 5'6" to 6 foot. If you're under 5'6", you probably want a 45 centimeter ball, okay? And you can tell if it's right because I have my shoulders in line with my hips, in line with my knees, okay? So hands together up above you, and then rotate onto your shoulders and alternate sides. If you want to make this more challenging, you can grab a weight. If you don't have dumbbells at home, you can grab a kid or just something that has some significant weight to it. Like a gallon of water is 8 pounds. That would make this way more challenging. And for the sake of the workout, I'm going to add, I got 52 pounds here, and we're going side to side. Make sure you want to pull that core in. And we're working into the obliques here. The glutes are very active. Rotate. If this is too challenging, you can try and just hold a bridge on the ball. That would be a good first step. And keep going. So bridge on the ball would just be here, right? And you could add some variations, like a marching step or some bridges, and kind of work up to a twist, okay? So again, we're gonna do some supersets today. So that's 1 round, we're gonna do 2 more. We need a whole lot of that. Don't need that. So shins on the ball, plank, and knee tuck to push up. Good. Make sure your knees aren't coming in past the hips. You want to keep them right there. And don't let the low back round. Make sure to breathe. Exhale on the way up. Inhale. Exhale. 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Remember, the push-up is advanced. If that's too challenging, you could do a knee tuck. If the knee tuck's too challenging, you feel it in your back, you don't need a ball. You could just do some of these guys. Or hold a plank, that's fine too, right? A proper exercise program is about meeting you where you're at. Find a movement and make it challenging enough. How do you know if it's challenging enough? Well, if you're doing 3 rounds, I'm a big fan of the 3 sets of 10. By that 3rd set of 10, you should be fatiguing, and maybe you can't finish that 3rd set of 10. If you can, the exercise is probably too easy. So you can make the exercise more difficult if it's too easy by adding weight. So like this. You can add instability, which the ball does. Big fan of stability balls in training, because they add instability and are going to make every exercise more challenging. So rotating all the way around, and 5 more. You can add reps, so you can do more reps, and 1. And you can add intensity. Those are the ways to make an exercise harder. Now, if you're trying to get muscle hypertrophy, which is where you're going to get the most strength gains, you're going to want to work in the 8 to 12 reps range, okay? And then 3 sets of that. If you're going for bulk, you're going to want to do low repetition, so under 8, usually like 1 to 6, right? So these muscle men that walk around, they're doing really, really high weights at low repetition, right? And if you don't want to build strength and you want to do more cardio, you do high repetition. So a lot of these like aerobic classes, they have really light weights and they're doing 20, 30, 40 reps. You're not really getting a lot of strength gains. It's aerobic based, right? All right, last set here. So we're doing knee tuck, push up. Good, keep going, we're gonna do 10. Keep that core engaged, all the way up and down. For push-ups, you want to get within like 3 to 4 inches of the ground, not all the way down. You don't want your humerus popping into your shoulder joint. Good. 3, 2, and last one. Nice. So when you're pushing, you don't want your hand to come back behind your shoulder, because your humerus then rubs against your glenoid fossa, and you can actually degenerate your shoulder. So that's your training tip for today. And 1 more set of twists. So again, bridge on the ball. Here. Head on the ball, hips up, keep the hips up, and rotate around. Good. If you feel this in your low back, stop. Pretty much any of these, if you're feeling your low back, it means you're not engaging your core properly. And we can always make them a little easier. So for this one, a more introductory exercise, keep going out there, would be something like a Russian twist. So just like doing this, working into the abdominals, the obliques, lift your legs up, something like that, right? Okay, so that's the first superset. We got the detox and the twist on the ball. Okay? Quick break. Going into our next two exercises. Again, we're going to work the rectus abdominis, the TVA, the transverse abdominis, and then we'll do some obliques, some side crunches, okay? So you're going to need a wall for this one. Okay, so first exercise we're going to do in this superset is just a plank on the ball. So to do that, you want your elbows underneath your shoulders, and feet come out, and pull the core in. And you can just hold it, really feeling that in the front. So your rectus right here. And if you want to make it more challenging, you can do some sawing, I call it, so back and forth as you reach out. That core has to engage, pulled in as you reach out. Again, if you feel your low back, stop and just work on your planking, right? The stability ball is going to make everything way harder. Now, the other one I like to do is stir the pot, right? So reaching around, and then of course switching directions. Good. Okay, and hold it as long as you deem appropriate. Once you start to shake, then your muscles are fatiguing. And then you can stop. 30 seconds, a minute, or you can do like 10 each direction. Totally fine. Okay, so the next one we're going to do is oblique. I call them side crunches or obliques on the ball. So on this one, you want to have that top leg out straight, the bottom leg, knees bent out in front of you, foot out in front of you. So you have kind of a tripod effect here. Now you don't want to sit on the ball, right? Because then you're doing this. What you want is to be diagonally positioned. So notice how my hip is actually on the ball, okay? And then it should be like about a 45-degree angle. Head back, chest open, and side crunches. All the way down and squeeze. Now you want to stay in what's called the frontal plane here. So I always tell my clients, imagine you're pressed between two plates of glass, and so you don't want to roll forward or roll back, right? And then you're compensating. 3, 2, and 1. The other thing you can do is add weight. I can show you how that looks next time. Or you can just grab a dumbbell or a medicine ball or a gallon of water, hold it at your chest or above your head. Makes this a little more challenging. Side crunch. So one of the things we do at CricFit, which I learned at the Czech Institute, is a full core function assessment. And what we do is we measure all your core muscles individually, good 10, and make sure you can fire them up. Now, why do we do that? Because every gross motor movement, every dynamic motion needs to start from here, right? If we're starting from here, and this is stronger than this, then the tail wags the dog, right? This is your foundation. And when I go to push or pull or squat or lunge, say I'm pushing something really heavy, and I have the arm strength but not the core strength, what's going to happen? It's going to hurt my back, right? So that's why core training and core function is so important, and that's one of the things we look at in all the clients coming through, making sure they have that nice solid core. Okay, that's one round. We're going to do 2 more. What was the first one? All right, plank. So here, I can do the stir the pot. So I'm feeling that. I'm just going to do 10 each direction. And then we'll switch. Pulling that core in, don't round the back. Another plank variation I really like to do, two and one, is leg lifts. So you get a little glute activation there. That's a fun one. Adds more instability. Okay, let me show you what that oblique crunch looks like with a weight. Let's just do. Okay, so this is just a 10-pound dumbbell. And actually, whenever you're doing two sides of one thing, you want to start on your weaker side, okay? So most right-handed people are going to be dominant on their left side, because that's the side you twist to, right? So you want to start on your right side, your weaker side. I'm going to stay on this side because the camera's right there. So a couple options for the dumbbell. At your chest. Is that challenging enough? Good. Or, and then that adds way more challenge. You see me shaking on the way down. Keep your elbows out wide, chest open. And that might actually be a little too challenging for me. Starting to feel my back just a little bit. 2, and 1, and then switch sides. All right, so we'll go here. Well, let's start up over my head. Get a couple there. And I start feeling my low back, so I can just bring it here. Crunch. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job, guys. So, quick break. I'm going to lower that so I can go above my head next time, just so you guys can see what that looks like. And then we'll do one more round. Always make sure just to have water on hand. Stay hydrated. I like to do quick sips between rounds. And then usually after a workout, I'll pound almost one of those because you're dehydrating through sweat, right? And we are primarily made up of water, so always important to drink lots of water. We say about half your body weight in ounces. So I weigh like 170, so I need to drink 85 ounces of water. That's 24-ish, so I try to drink like 4 of those a day. First one I usually do first thing in the morning, so I keep that bedside, chug one first thing. Start the day off right. All right, this time I'm going to do the back and forth. Back and forth, let's go. Back and forth leg lifts. And 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Feel free to pause and keep going if you like. I had a core workout on the trampoline with my children about 20 minutes ago, so I'm taking it light today. And I'll start on my right side this time, since that is my non-dominant side. And put the dumbbell up on top of my head, like so. And that's enough weight for me. It makes a big difference. You're looking at a complicated lever system here, where the hips are the fulcrum, and the further away we get from the fulcrum, the weight gets heavier exponentially. Sorry, I'm not a physics major, but hopefully that made sense to most of you. And then last side here, all the way down. Keep your chest open, arms back. And 6. Last 5 here. 2. And 1. Good work. All right, quick break. And we're going to do one more round. All right, last circuit, guys. We're going to really work into those abdominals. So we're going to do upper abdominals and lower abdominals. And to do the upper abdominals, you're going to open all the way, hands to your ears, elbows out wide, and come up and crunch. So it's a full extension to flexion. You can press your tongue against the roof of your mouth. That'll help support. Your tongue is actually a very big, strong muscle. Might as well use it. And right here, I'm working primarily my upper abdominals, a little bit of lower. Exhale as you come up. And we want full range of motion on this. Squeeze, keep your elbows out. 2, And one, nice, and that ball helps support your lumbar spine as well. Okay, the lower abdominals. Again, if you can't do a TVA activation, don't do this. More baseline would just be like some leg drops, alternating leg drops for like swimmers. But you ought to keep your back, be able to press into your hands while you do it. This is a little more advanced. You want to hold the ball between your feet and drop it down. So both legs are going. If you want to make this more advanced, you can grab it with your hands, bring it back, and then just kind of going back and forth. And we'll just do 10, 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Okay, so that's one round, 2 more. Nice job. So I don't recommend doing crunches or any kind of ab work where you're doing this. A couple of reasons. Number one, you're compressing your lumbar spine over and over and over again. That's a good way to do damage to your low back. The reason I like, if you're going to do an ab curl, you go on the ball. Notice how I'm able to get fully open. So that's a full extension. Then you come up and crunch, not losing my lumbar curve, right? Still working the abdominals. So the other thing is, I'm able to get open. Full extension. A muscle works how you train it. If you're doing crunches all day, you're actually shortening muscle fiber. We want full range of motion. Your abdominals go from here to here, right? And most people are going to be weakest in that end range of motion, that full extension. So we always want to work with a full range of motion. That's got to be 10. And then back to the back, working the lower abdominals. Again, leg drops. Squeeze the ball between the feet. This also activates your adductors. So the muscles on the inside of the legs, because you're squeezing the ball. Keep that back press into your mat. Make sure to breathe. Good. We'll do 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Okay. Quick break. We got one more round. If you do have any kind of home gym or you're doing workouts at home, I definitely recommend getting a stability ball. There's loads of stuff you can do with it. I just picked 6 of my favorite core exercises for today. There's also lots of glute work and upper body work you can do with it as well. And it really challenges those stability muscles, which are the muscles that, so as we age, we lose muscle density. Well, once you get to about 40, naturally, so we're gonna do another set of ab curls, reach back and squeeze all the way, you're gonna do 10. You naturally start losing bone density and muscle mass, unless you strength train, right? That's why strength training becomes even more important as we age. And if we're not working out, those stability muscles are the ones that go first because we use them less. So you have 2 types of muscle fibers. You have tonic and phasic, or stability and prime movers, right? So your glutes, your quads, your pecs, those are your phasic muscles. And then all your little muscles around the joints, those are called your tonic muscles. And stability ball training really activates those tonic muscles and keeps you nice and stable. All right, last set here. Whew. I think Megan's definitely doing the next workout video. I'm gonna be feeling this tomorrow. Whew. 10, last 10, reach. Keep that core engaged. Make sure to breathe. And 3, 2, and 1. All right, nice job, guys. Feel free to modify those accordingly. Make them easier if they're too hard or harder if they're too easy. Thanks again for watching, and hope you're having a good one.